President Trump. You don't hear about this much in the mainstream. Actually, the mainstream says he was dissed when he came back to New York City. The opposite happened. A beautiful, basically spontaneous parade right outside of Trump Tower. And Donald Trump Jr. just a little while ago wanted everybody to know that the president did see this wonderful display.
I pointed it out to my father. He was on a phone call, and he walked over to check it out. And so he's aware of what you guys are doing. We appreciate it.
It's very nice. And there were stories that when President Trump came back to New York, oh, there was nobody there, one person on a corner, that kind of thing. No, it was a great big parade, and the president saw it, and it's very nice. You know, basically, whenever Donald Trump does anything, I think it's news. I really do. And since he's not tweeting all the time, when he puts out a statement, it's a big deal. He put out another one. This came out last night, but I think it's worthy of reading right now. No more money for rhinos. Republicans in name only, of course. They do nothing but hurt the Republican Party and our great voting base. They will never lead us to greatness. Send your donation to Save America PAC at donaldjtrump.com. We will bring it all back stronger than ever before. All right, if you're not going to let him tweet when he puts out a statement, I'm going to put it out on TV right away. All right. So, in the meantime, remember, this is my message. Never trust them. Never, ever trust them. They have been so dishonest with us, not only right now as they govern, but while Donald Trump governed. They sabotaged him. They undermined him. You know, the Russia hoax thing, they'd like us to forget that, but it was a crime against President Trump and against all of us because it deprived us of a full-time president because he had to deal with all this stuff. There's a great movie that I just found out about, and I highly recommend it. It's called The Plot Against the President. You can get it on Amazon. You know, the Russia stuff gets confusing. This spells it out very nicely.
A political dirty trick is being carried out by our intelligence community.
Honestly, none of us really know, sort of holistically, what to think about this dossier.
They went into Congress. They said, there's nothing here. Doesn't matter. We'll keep going with FISA, we'll keep going with the investigation, and more importantly, we will go on TV day in and day out and lie to the American people to their face, and nothing's going to happen to us.
The nation and all of our freedoms hang by a thread, and the military apparatus of this country is about to be handed over to scum who are beholden to scum, Russian scum.
We had not one person claim that they had or had seen evidence of Trump colluding with the Russians.
Isn't that wild? They did. They lied to our face time and time again. Donald Trump was ultimately, he was exonerated by the Mueller report. Check out this film. It's a documentary, The Plot Against the President, from Amazon. I highly recommend it. If you've ever been confused by that whole Russia hoax thing, it spells it out very well. But the plot against the president was waged not just by the intelligence community and Democrats, also by some prominent Republicans. Yeah, they were in the mix too. The Lincoln Project. Listen to this from Steve Schmidt. He was one of the head Lincoln Project guys, very loyal to Dick Cheney and to George W. Bush. Here he is spelling out how he personally sabotaged not Donald Trump, but the people who went to work for us, for our country, who wanted to serve in the administration. Watch this.
We had a psychological profile of Donald Trump. We had psychological profiles of Donald Trump's team. We analyzed the organization. We understood the fissures in it. We knew where the factions were. And we did everything we could to antagonize him, to destabilize him. We did everything we could to cause chaos within his organization. We take some pride because I think that we're one of the first groups that really hurt him over the last 5 years politically by turning and attacking him.
He's proud of sowing chaos within his organization. Well, for the past 4 years, his organization was our organization, the White House, the United States government. And yeah, he succeeded in sowing chaos in huge portions of the government. Thanks a lot. You hurt America. You hurt America. Meanwhile, Joe Biden is hurting America every day. I don't know where his heart is, but the new attitude regarding immigration, it's not only hurting Americans, it's hurting some of these poor people who want to come here, who should be allowed to come here legally through the appropriate channels. A lot of these folks are very, very hardworking, but there's chaos at the border. Take a look at these numbers, by the way. President Trump was fixing this problem. It's getting worse under Joe Biden. Unaccompanied minors in custody back in 2019, there were 2,600. Today, under Joe Biden, 3,200. And they don't acknowledge that they have a crisis on their hands. They're calling this just a challenge, just a challenge. You know what also bothered me a lot about what the Democrats would say about our president? A xenophobe. Remember that nonsense? A man who married 2 women from foreign countries. And take a look at this, if you would, please. All these folks during the Republican National Convention becoming citizens. Take this full. I thought it was very beautiful. And there they are, from Ghana, from Sudan. I think there's someone from India. Just a remarkable moment. Becoming citizens legally. That's what it was all about. For some reason, not with this administration. You know about the worst thing you can say about somebody now is that you're a racist. It's a bad thing to be, but they're so wild and casual in applying it. Calling the Wuhan virus the China virus, the country where it originated, does that make you a racist? They say when Donald Trump said it, it made him a racist. They were talking about that this morning on MSNBC.
It's crazy that in 2021, we could watch, and we just saw this a couple weeks ago in Florida, a former president of the United States used the word China virus, which to people like me, by the way, it's racist. Let's just be very clear about that. And watch a bunch of white male Republicans stand there and give a standing ovation and cheer when he uses that. To people who look like me, you're putting a target on our back.
There are plenty of people of all kinds of races who call it the China virus. Nothing against you, sir. But I wonder, he said white male with quite a lot of edge, didn't he? There's something there. Perhaps he has a problem with people who don't look like him. More from today's news.
This environment of hate has to end top down. And the one positive thing is President Joe Biden, unlike Trump, has passed an executive order on January 26th condemning xenophobia and anti-Asian discrimination.
The environment of hate, I think, quite clearly is coming from the left. I feel it, you feel it, it's palpable, it's everywhere. The left are driving this right now. Here's something I want to run by you. It's a big story inside the Beltway. Ramifications potentially for the rest of us. It's small, but it is significant at the same time. Have you ever heard of Alexi McCammond? Probably not. There she is, the it girl of the Beltway. She was with Axios for a long time, and she's the brand new editor-in-chief, potentially, of Teen Vogue. I know, Teen Vogue, right? Anyway, here's the deal. She fits all the boxes in this day and age. Yeah, she's only 27, but woman of color, and went to a good school and has a couple of years of journalism under her belt, and yeah, fits the bill, except for this, racist tweets. Now, this cancels out all kinds of people all the time, but let's see. Over the years, she tweeted this: outdone by Asian, what's new? She had a beef with Asians back when she was in college. Now Googling how to not wake up with swollen Asian eyes. Okay. And how about this one? Give me a 2 out of 10 on my chem problem. Talking about chemistry class, I think. Cross out all of my work and don't explain what I did wrong. Thanks a lot, stupid Asian teaching assistant. You're great. That's from 2011. Okay, 2011. Barack Obama was president back then. It's not that long ago in a certain way, and I'm all about forgiveness and moving on, but the problem surrounding this individual, again, the it girl of the Beltway, just how many times did she have her drink spiked by some creepy guy? Could be 3. She wrote about several examples of this. Here's what happened the night I was drugged. Okay, that's January 14, 2016. She was talking about something that happened to her in college. Next up, take a look at this. I've been drugged twice in my life with the intent that I lose my inhibition and am unable to say no. I was lucky in that I made it home alone the first time and had friends with me the second time. Not everyone is that lucky. These allegations against Kavanaugh are horrifying. All right, she says twice in her life. Then In 2019, when she was late for work, she put this out to friends, colleagues. I'm sorry for not returning so many texts, emails, calls this week. On Monday, I was drugged while getting drinks at the St. Regis in D.C. I'm slowly recovering, but feel broken, violated, and furious. My Axios family has been completely invaluable in this moment. She didn't mention the previous 2 times, but that's 3 times if you were keeping track. We'll see what happens with her and Teen Vogue.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.